You know, you know, you know. Hi, everybody. How's it going? How's it going? So the app gives you good deals sometimes. Which app? I'm confused. I'm confused. Hello. How's everybody doing? It is. It said the McDonald's app. Oh, okay. I haven't actually used the McDonald's app for really much of anything in a very, very long time. So I don't have a whole lot of anything. Sonic Onesie, did you make the goal? We did, which is why, if you give me a second, I actually will be in the full Sonic Onesie. So real life onesie stream when? Now. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm also trying to figure out why my activity feed isn't showing up. Pop out activity feed. There we go. Ultra Fine Point, thank you for resubscribing. Curryco, thank you for resubscribing. And Osmo VT, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Razor says, good evening, Slacker. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. I see.
Closing in on 3 years.
How's it going, Asina? So Dan Wick says, I don't use the McDonald's app. They're a mile away and don't deliver anywhere outside half a mile. That's weird. Sirs, do a spin dash? I don't think I can. I don't think I've got that kind of dexterity. Why is my onesie inside out? What the fuck? It's not functioning. The onesie is broken.
Ceres is the name, speed's my game.
Oh my
and
God.
when I mean speed, Cirrus Booba.
And when you mean speed, Cirrus Booba? Okay. Jesus Christ. Inverse onesie stream? Just a simple homing attack? I can't do a homing attack. Ah, fuck. Hold on. I've got this. Inverse means evil. Speed is key. Oops, wrong stream. There we go. 1, 2. Alrighty. Almost T-pose. Almost. Working on it. Cirrus, harness the power of the Chaos Thermals and become Super Cirrus. Jesus Christ. Cirrus's evil, uncomfy alter ego. Jesus, you guys. Also, Razor, thank you very much for the 100 bits. Said that's a good way to start stream. All right. Sir 64 randomizer when? And around the time I've got time. But I don't have that kind of time and haven't for a little while. Unfortunately. Alrighty. Alrighty. Fine. Let's go ahead and turn on the thing. Is it this? No. This? No. This? No. This? No. Nope, that's not it either. This one here. Ah, there it is. Boop. There we go. There we go. We have this here. Jesus. Gigi, you fucked up this chair. Even more than it already was. She's... Here. Let me pull her up. Look at her. This is a villain. What the fuck happened to that chair? Gigi and other animals. This is now a chair that they just sit on forever. So I guess Gigi's gonna be my corner cat. Cat, my day is better. She is a chaos kitten. She is. She truly is. She is everything wrong with cat kind. Whilst also being adorable and everything right with cat kind. Said it's good for them to have a place they're allowed to be. Yeah, allowed. That's a word we'll use for it. We'll certainly use allowed. Chaos Kitten cute, but who is the Chaos Kitten god? Vain. Said your chair fell apart, sans cats. Ah. Ah. Let's see, is that DK64 music in the background? Yes, it is. Looking good, B. Gotta go have fun. See ya, Alexandra Casey. See ya. And rip YouTube chat, you won't be missed. YouTube chat should be working. Why is it not working? Why is YouTube chat always a problem?
Apparently it's an anniversary for me. We're our PFFT lol.
I need to turn on my air conditioner because this is going to get way too hot way too quickly. Hold on. I'm burning up. Alrighty. So you're the superior chat and you've vanquished them? No, YouTube chat's still there. YouTube chat is still there. Jesus. How's Saki? Saki is asleep. Saki is fast asleep. She is not feeling well. I think she stayed up way too late last night trying to play Earth. She's a very, let's play the video game for as long as I possibly can, and then terrible things happen because of it. Let's go ahead and add... There you go, David.
Boo, the Angy.
There you go. Your moderator badge is there. BH Gamer says, ooh, the Angy. Thank you for the resubscription. Are you going to play Baldur's Gate 3? I don't know. Maybe. I have no idea. So you're just waiting for the next Nintendo Direct? Oh, okay. What are you hoping to get? What are you hoping for the Nintendo Direct? Formerly combined my two favorite things, Sonic the Hedgehog and two tits. Sonic the Hedgehog already has huge tits in it. It's already got that. How's today going? It's going pretty good. Can't complain. I found out that the well repair is actually not going to happen until Thursday now. Dude, bro, had to push it back. Cersei, little bitch, how you doing? I am here. I need to actually check and see. I need to check my email because apparently the dude just sent me the contract. All right, so there we are. We have the estimate here. Excellent. Let me go ahead and do the contract while I'm thinking about it. Jesse Okrice says, hi, sir. It's been a fan for a while. First time caught a live stream. Gotcha. The idiot said YouTube is the problem. In what way is YouTube the problem? I mean, don't get me wrong. YouTube is a problem. CS, da da da. So have you scheduled the repair work? Yeah, it was scheduled for Wednesday. It's now scheduled for Thursday. All right. Let me confirm the thing. Let them know. It be best to pay you. Okay. There we go. This contract expires in several months. There we go. Everything has been sent through. Don't tell me my fucking thing is gonna try to... Okay, hold on. Configure video. Please don't tell me that it's gonna keep trying to autofocus. Please never autofocus ever again. Jesus Christ. At least you got a concrete day when it will happen. True. I do have a concrete day when it will happen. Which is more than I had before. So there is that. I am happy about that. Can't really complain about it. Ted becomes increasingly confused. How are you confused, Fennec? What's going on? And said you have the stream on and reduced resolution because of... Oh, it's gone away. It's gone away. Live on Twitter instead of YouTube. Twitch, I thought you moved. Live on Twitter instead of Twitch, you mean YouTube? Twilord, I'm on... Do you see the two chats down there? Do you see them? This is the YouTube chat, and this is the Twitch chat. I am live on both. Just make sure the dude isn't drunk. When I was a kid, the cable repair guy sent a guy who was utterly sloshed. He seemed sober enough when he came over before. So I think we should be fine. I think we should be fine. There we are. Let's see. You're on Sonic Generations and Shadow Generations? Yes, I am. I am on both of those things. Apparently, we might be getting a Sonic Generations remaster. I don't understand why. It just feels like one of those games that just does not need it. Choose the Twitch chat, and you wake up believing whatever you want to. Choose the YouTuber chat and show how far down the rabbit hole goes. So because there's no new ideas, no. So it's my problem is that there are Sonic games that would be better to remaster. It's easier and cheaper to sell the game again than just make a new game. No. I'm okay with getting a remaster. I'm curious as to why specifically it's that one. instead of any, literally any of the other ways, or any of the other cards we possibly could have, or not cards, but any of the other Sonic games we possibly could have gotten. Like, we could have gotten a remaster of Sonic Unleashed. Would have made more sense to me. We could have gotten an actual remaster of Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, as opposed to the abysmal ports that we actually have. We could have gotten a remaster of Sonic Heroes. Even Shadow the Hedgehog. Fuck it, I don't care anymore. But no. We have to get Sonic Generations again, because they know it'll sell. Yeah, we could get Sonic 06. That's I honestly wouldn't mind getting Sonic 06. But no. Remaster of the Murder Mystery Adventure game. The one that just came out? No. That one just came out. We don't need that one yet. Any of the other cards? You're that used to WotC not putting staples back on the market. That one. Hasn't a fan project been worked on to make 06 a better game? Yes, it has. Yeah, the fan project that's been out for a while has been doing pretty good from what I understand. I still need to play it. Also, Twilord, I played through Shadow the Hedgehog again for the video that I made. No. That game is still ass garbage. I tried really hard. It's just so bad. Like, I screamed. When I was recording that video, I was screaming in the Sunset City chat about how I can't keep doing this. This game is making me want to die. Ugh. But so I still love the Sonic Project Unleashed in Generations, and Unleashed on Series X is the best way to play. How is Unleashed... How is it best to play Unleashed on Series X? Oh, because we don't have a way to play it on PC. Never mind, you're right. We don't have a way to play it on PC. Because, fuck us, I guess. Still weird to me that you prefer Heroes. Have you tried any mods? What would the mods have to do with anything? I prefer Heroes because it's a more functional game. The mods are not part of the game. Mods are band-aids. Mods make something a different game. On Series X, it also has zero lag and frame dips. Ooh. Why is my activity feed not there? Ultra Fine Point. Thank you very much for the 100 bits. Do you have a favorite Kingdom Hearts game? 2. Not true. Some mods add T. Jesus Christ. I don't know. It feels perfectly reasonable to like the game that functions better. Original handheld dual screen Donkey Kong for the win. Oh my god. So you're sorry for liking T? Jesus Christ. Some mods add booba. They do. Some mods do add booba. Have we got a topics yet? No. Though, as an easy thing to do, you can actually click... you can type in !uptime, and that'll tell you how long the stream's been going. It's pretty easy to infer from that number if we've gotten to topics. If the stream's only been up for like 5 minutes, then chances are, I mean, it's been 30 minutes, but yeah, it's easy to tell at that point. No, there's a sneeze. Need to remake Sonic Shuffle? No. They need to keep Sonic Shuffle in the just back. It needs to go away. It needs to never be a thing again. Sonic Shuffle is genuinely awful. Generations is your favorite Sonic game. You've put 80 hours into the BZ version, but honestly, it's not truly worth bringing it back without new content. The game is so short, like real new content. Also, like, the game is available. The game is readily available. That's why I don't understand why it lasted 2 hours and you probably didn't miss topics. Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Sonic Talk, I don't understand. Unrelated, but any thoughts on Power World? I haven't tried it yet. I haven't tried it yet. So, I'll be giving it a shot. Also, maybe a new story like Generations 3D had some cute moments, but the story's missing so much. Yeah, the story doesn't work very well in Generations. Is it time to build drums while watching? Oh, okay. Isn't it basically just a Pokemon clone? No, it's a very different game. Said, say you should make the next collection for the Sonic series, being the entire Adventure series plus Heroes. Sorry to be a bother. I know you saw my legitimate question to said about a gremlin. Okay, so if I didn't answer, assume I didn't see it, I guess. But let's see here. I'll say it again if the question went too fast for you. Do you need any money towards anything else in your broken home? As far as I know, the well is the last thing because we have the material for fixing the floor. So all that's going to be is time. If we spend the right amount of time, we fix the floor. That's as far as I know. So we should be okay. Pal World is more of a base builder with pals used primarily for labor. Yeah. You don't think Nintendo can really sue them? From what I understand, they actually did take a lot of the models from Pokemon and take their wire meshes. So there actually is a chance that they can sue. There's a chance. We can probably start the floor as soon as the wood's dry. The wood is actually dry. The wood is actually completely dry now. I put a, so now that there's no more water that's, like, coming into it, once the well is repaired and we can actually check the piping and see if anything is still leaking, I hope it's not. It shouldn't be. But if it isn't, then we'll be able to lay that floor down now. And I think, well, Fritz, you would know better than I do. How possible would it be to lay that floor in the entire hallway and the bathroom, or is that something that would need to be done over the course of days? Platypus says the wire mesh thing was discredited. Was it? I wasn't aware of that. Said also, old Gus, thank you for giving me your points for a wall. Sonic Boat Willy when? Is there also a chance that this is still better programmed than the current Nintendo Pokemon game is currently? It's hard to tell because the current... So, Pal World is in... Not beta, it's in early access. It's in early access. Fritz says all the water's got it rotted. Probably a few days. We're going to have to subfloor the bathroom. All the water's got it rotted. Question. So when I walk in there, now that everything's dry, the floor feels stable. It feels like there's a top layer that I need to peel off, basically, that was rotted. But the floor itself still feels stable to stand on now that everything's dry. What would be the side effect of putting the flooring on top of the floor as it is after scraping off that top part that got rotted? So the dev did previously abandon a prior game a while back. It'll be a pattern. It's only a matter of time. Gotcha. No soft spots? Not really. Mold warping. It is a little warped. It is a little warped. We killed all the mold, though. We killed all the mold. How's it going, Mystic Mind? So there's mediocre games like Sword and Shield, but Scar and Violet are so broken and rushed to death. Said it could peel. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, having issues with your pedal board? More important question, 16 or 24? What do you mean 16 or 24? What is that in relation to? I am uncertain what that is in relation to. As far as I'm concerned, those are just numbers. Take it down to the joists and lay a new ply base. I mean, I can. If that is what is required, then we can take it down to the joists and lay a new base. But I don't want to... So, I am not an expert in doing that. And I don't want to be like, hey, Fritz, buddy old pal, can you rip my entire floor up and put new in? Just here for the channel points, I'm just shy of 1 a.m. Ah. Gotcha. He's talking about the floor joist, but you have a metal frame. Missed the pixel art of Gen 5, but I did like the chibi designs of Gen 6 and 7. So the dev's not Whitman, the pickaxe guy, is it? The guy I ripped off? I don't think so. I'm not an expert on the Pal World thing. And it's not... what's the best way to put this? I don't have the spoons to go into all of the reasons why I should care anymore. I don't. I used to. I used to have the spoons for that. I would look into the everything of everything I ever did ever, and now I just can't. Now my ability to do any of that is just gone. We did chip in so you can pay Fritz to help. I'm sure Fritz would not mind any money that came their way for helping. What do you mean by spoons? Twilord, how long have you been in on the internet? The amount of people who don't know how this particular word are confusing. So, spoon theory. Spoon theory is the idea that in any given day, anybody, especially with a chronic illness or with depression or anything like that, anybody who wakes up in a given day has a limited amount of energy. We'll just call them spoons. The idea here, we'll bring up the spoon theory graphic. One sec. Do 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 ba da 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 ba da 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 da. Open. Link a new tab. Open image. I just want the image. All right, so any given day, you have a certain number of spoons or mental energy. Everything you do during your day takes a certain number of spoons. So, as an idea, as an example, getting out of bed may take 1 spoon. Getting dressed, taking your medicine, these are all things that might take 1 spoon. Something that takes a few more spoons. Bathing, styling your hair, reading and studying. More spoons than that, making and eating meals, making plans with friends, housework. And then more spoons might be going to work, going shopping, going to the doctor, going and doing exercise. The idea is that it is a shorthand way of explaining to people, hey, I've got a certain amount of ability that I can exert during my day that I can dedicate to things. Now, this doesn't mean that somebody can be excused when they do something like go outside and socialize, but they didn't do this bathing part. I'm still gonna make fun of the motherfucker that decided not to bathe and smells like jerk-ass when they go out meeting with their friends. I am gonna make fun of that motherfucker. There is no way around that. However, it is simply the idea that you have a limited amount of energy in the day, and you have some people have more energy when they start their day than other people do. Like, for me, when I start my day, and I can actually show you exactly what I do. When I start my day, I make a list of everything that needs to be accomplished before my day is over. Actually, me and Fritz have talked about this in the car, because it's one of the things that makes it to where I'm actually able to do any of my work at all. So, if we look at my day today, it might be hard to see it, but this is my list for today. And if I read this list, I have to do, plan out the learning to play Magic the Gathering video. Well, what did I do first thing today? I went to the bar, and I sat down with my laptop, and I wrote the entire script for the video. So that part's done. My second thing is I have take the 3D printer out and set it up in my office. I haven't done that yet. I'll be doing that after stream. Then I have get lunch. I haven't done that. I got breakfast at the bar. Then I have stream 2 topics. We're here. Hi, everybody. We're going to talk about shit. Then I have record 2 TCG videos. That's going to be after here when I'm done. Then I have go to the gym and shower separately, because it used to be that I would go to the gym and come home and shower. Now I have to shower there because I don't have any actual, ability to do anything otherwise. And then dinner and then sleep. Those are the last 2 things on there. Dinner and then sleep. So I write out exactly what needs to happen in my day when I wake up, because if I don't, I will coast through my day. And if I'm coasting through my day, then I'm either not getting anything accomplished, or I'm getting menial things accomplished that don't actually help me. I'm getting things accomplished that don't actually do anything for me. So, as an example, let's say I get up and I'm like, I've been wanting to make my Magic the Gathering channel work for ages. But now that I'm up, all I want to do is play World of Warcraft. So I do a little bit of things when I'm done on WoW. Like, I might play WoW for 5 hours, get off of it and go, wow, I feel really accomplished. I did stuff on WoW. And then I have to ask myself the question, okay, but I woke up telling myself I wanted to work on my Magic the Gathering channel. I wanted to work on my project. What am I doing to help with that? What am I doing to further that? I feel like I accomplished something, but really all I did was procrastinate. If you wake up and you don't actually set out what you're going to do with your day, you end up coasting through your days and having a lot of aimless days. And sure, sometimes an aimless day feels great. It feels wonderful to just wake up and go, hey, whatever the fuck happens, happens. But for me, I cannot do that, because when I did that, I got more and more frustrated with myself because the things that I wanted to get done by the end of the day didn't happen. Or I would front load my day with all of my enjoyable stuff and then realize at the end of my day, oh shit, the stuff I wanted to do can't happen. Crap. So yeah, that's why spoon theory is important, and that's why I plan out my days. Spoon theory is important because I know at the beginning of my day, these are all things that I understand need to be done in my day, and I should have enough energy to take care of each of them if I don't spend too much time on each of them. But if I decide, hey, I'm going to stream until I get tired, then I get tired and I go, oh shit, I had to take out the trash and that was on my list. Oops. Army Boy says, I do question myself if I sleep throughout the day and realize I haven't done much by dusk. Jimanan says, there are issues with making fun of the guy who doesn't bathe but goes to socialize. WAP's random dysfunction. Whoops random dysfunction? No, no. If you come to be out with people and you have an unwashed ass, just like if somebody breathes in my face and I go, you have two options, back away or take a mint. There is nothing unreasonable, and there has never been anything unreasonable about asking that person, hey, why are you not bathing? Why do your clothes smell like cat pee? If there's a legitimate reason behind it, like they can't do anything about it, or their parents or whatever, there's some backhand reason.
Almost 2
sure,
fucking
maybe.
years that deserves a celebratory
But no.
UWU.
Generally speaking, the dude comes into the card shop with an unwashed ass, I will be the asshole to hand him a stick of deodorant. I'm sorry, no. I do not think there's anything wrong with that. And I think pretending that there is something wrong with that makes me wonder whether somebody washes their ass. Luke says, maybe I should make daily lists, though at most I'm busy like 3 days a week. Sparler says, I should apply that model to my life. I have a lot of things I want to get done, plus it might help me avoid my long list of situational depression or pile of sad shit that I'm repressing. Fair. Razor says, you wash your ass? Yes, it's called taking the loofah and sticking it up your butt. Just checking, do you know what executive dysfunction is? Yes, I have it. I have executive dysfunction. I will sit there and stare at 15 tasks and go, oh shit, which one do you do? Which one do I do? Do you know why I write out lists? I write out... Hey, look, it's me and Saki. I write out lists because I have executive dysfunction. Because I know what will happen if I don't. If I do not write out that list, then by the time the day is over, I will have not done enough. Y'all have watched me executive dysfunction all around the stream before, where I've just gone, I'm gonna do 12 things today. I have a thing listed that I need to do, but nah. Like, so, as another example, Razor Storm in the chat hired me to do project manager stuff for him. Because as somebody with executive dysfunction who has to constantly solve mine, I was able to literally just go, okay, here's your project. Give me all the shit you need. I will fix it. What I've learned from this conversation, sir, is definitely wash his onesie. Yeah. Don't be crass, wash your ass. Sarah says, executive dysfunction stuff for myself. I hear you. It sucks. It really does suck. Yeah, it sucks. You want to do everything but the things you know you have to do. You want to do everything but the things that you know that need to be done. That's it. Executive dysfunction sucks. How does the dono thing work? If you hit ! dono, it'll take you to my Stream Elements PayPal link. And if you donate to the stream through that money just goes directly to me, basically. Yeah, procrastination is a huge bitch. It is an asshole. Shadow Wolf says, did you hear my amazing idea of scrubby butt plugs for showering, cleanliness, and pleasure combined? I should make that thing. I should make that. Is the scrubbing part on the inside or the outside part? Because if it's on the inside part, that can cause ruptures. Bartail says, I get sidetracked. I forget what needs to be done. I do too. So write a list. The picosecond that you think that there is something that needs to get done during your day, open up a notes app on your phone, because I know you'll have your phone on you, and put that thing in the list. If you put that thing in the list on your phone, anytime you're like, God, what was I supposed to do today? Oh, that's what I was supposed to do. I'm going to let you guys know right now, I forgot about the 3D printer thing until I looked at my list. I forgot about it until I looked at it and went, oh shit, that's a thing I got to do still. Or in my case, I can't do things that I want to or even have to do. And it really, how is a executive function different from Asperger's syndrome? Well, for one, Asperger's syndrome isn't a thing. It is just autism spectrum. We've long since moved away from Asperger's syndrome being the way we describe that. As for executive dysfunction, so executive dysfunction is just a thing that people experience, whereas Asperger's syndrome, or more accurately, autism spectrum disorder, if somebody is on the autism spectrum, then they have several of the traits we associate with autism or have the genetic markers we would look at for autism. However, executive dysfunction is simply something that somebody experiences. It is something that somebody deals with all the time. You can be neurotypical and have executive dysfunction. Melody Starflare says, has object permanence issues. If it's not right in front of me, it doesn't exist. Brutus said, had to argue with my dad about this. I have a psych degree. Then Brutus Magnuson, if I have said anything incorrect, please correct me, because I want to make sure that I'm not spreading misinfo, but I'm fairly certain I'm accurate. Said, Smecca says, is there a way to force the list to the front page of the phone? I tend to forget. Yeah, take your list app and put it on the front page of your phone. Said the Unicornian says, let me rephrase here. No matter how much I try to focus on a certain thing, there are times where I just cannot do it, even if it's a thing I really, really like to do. Yeah, and that happens to all of us. That happens to all of us. We all hit that wall where there's something that we really, really want to do, but there's something in the way that stops us. And a lot of times it's literally just our brains going, hey, fucker, that ain't happening. God, I am balding quick. Holy shit. The dude going to Asperger's was a Nazi? Immaterial. Yes, he was. Yes, he was, but that's not the reason that we don't use it. That's an extra reason not to, but it's not the reason we don't use it. The reason we don't use it is there is no distinction that is important enough to move Asperger's as a specific diagnosis away from just autism spectrum disorder. That was back when we used the words high-functioning autistic in the DSM. Fennec says, what did I miss? We've just been talking about spoon theory and executive dysfunction. I thought we stopped using it because it was a dumb name. No, we don't stop using things because they're dumb names. That's not a reason that we do things when it comes to the DSM. Generally speaking. This feels good, I want to do it. Brain, nope, nada. A thing you can do is you can train yourself to reward yourself for doing things that you like. So, as an example, let's say that you eat as a coping mechanism. I do. Do you have any other ideas for lists than executive dysfunction? Yeah. Don't reward yourself unless you did something you were supposed to do. You're just becoming Bruce Willis. So, a thing you can do is you can use rewards. Said I'm in my 30s, have autism, because, again, that's not the word that's used anymore. Legally disabled due to disability. Should I be asking my service coordinator questions? Yeah, probably. I don't see why you wouldn't. If you have a service coordinator, I don't see why you wouldn't ask them questions about your situation. But as an example, you've got cookies in the fridge, and you know that you can eat a chocolate chip cookie right now, and it tastes delicious when you eat it, and you really want to eat it. And I agree with you. Chocolate chip cookies, 10 out of 10. Also, Axo, thank you for the hydrate. So you go to the kitchen because you're feeling like having a cookie. What you could do instead is tell yourself, hey, I want that cookie. I really want that cookie. But there's something on my list that I need to do first. So I'm going to complete one of the tasks in my list, and then I'll have a cookie. This is actually shredded wheat, not a cookie, because I can't have sugary cereal, but... Ivana says, I was diagnosed with autism as a kid. However, no one bothered to even tell me until I was like 20. Turns out that doesn't help with proper emotional social development. You just become the weird kid with no idea how not to be the weird kid. And the only thing you get to do is mirror and mask. Said, would a more visual list help? It might help some people. I know what works for me. I know what's made me do my work. Catamingo says, currently going through creative withdrawals, so motivation, too much of anything is gone right now. Almost in the clear, though. I think I'm through the worst of it. Feels like brain's readjusting to normal. Good. Gigi, are you bathing? Yeah, she's bathing. Blue Cat Shadow says, I'm so sorry about that comment. It was a little weird. Not the weirdest thing you said, but it was a little weird. Jake says, got a dip for Dapper. If Fritz Cross want to set payment, buy them dinner with my donation. Oh? I guess I need to check the dono area, huh? Give me just a second. To do that. Oh. You're very much suspected to be autistic. In my 30s now, and honestly, seeking a diagnosis on paper wouldn't help me at this point. It's expensive, but also considering I'm black and queer, I do not want anything on paper that could prevent me from immigrating elsewhere for safety. Yeah, probably a good idea not to do that then. David Thompson says, other list ideas, get a whiteboard near your standard camping spot, put post-it notes up around your house, put post-it notes in your reward center. Yep. Ah! Why am I coughing? Oh, because I ate shredded wheat. Duh. What am I doing with my life? Plus, with what diagnosis money? Yeah, healthcare in my America? Who? Whomst? Also, Jake Nelson, thank you very, very much for the $30 dono. I will make sure to go ahead and pick up Fritz food the day that we are working on the floor. I will 100% do that. I've also made it a point to pay for his stuff whenever we've been doing stuff anyway, just because it feels like the right thing to do. Amy Boy says, I might as well as my service coordinator if legal definition have changed because the organization used to be called MHMR. I don't think I need to specify what the R word stands for. Yeah, we stopped using that one a long time ago. So, Ivana says it also would have just been nice to know my sensitivity to loud and sudden noises wouldn't just be being sensitive. It was my brain struggling with sensory overload. Yeah, I used to think, I haven't gotten a diagnosis. And I do not suggest people engage in self-diagnosing because you're not an expert. Stop pretending you are. But I did think that my problem with loud and sudden noises had to do mostly with me going to a party when I was younger and having my ears blasted with noisemakers all the time. And I thought that it was that caused a problem, because that was when I started dealing with, like, having issues with that problem in the first place. Now, I just have issues with it in general. And there was an exercise that an ex of mine tried to make me do that I realize now was maybe kind of abusive. Where if loud noises happened suddenly, it caused me to get angry. And I did end up going to therapy for angry outbursts, because I realized that I had a problem where I would destroy things around me so that everybody else had to pick them up and take care of them, because that stopped any other fighting that was happening. But Growlithe would bark when she was a little baby girl. She would bark in the middle of people having a conversation because she didn't know what to do when people were talking and it wasn't her. And anytime she would do it, it made me, go, like, stop, and get more and more frustrated every time that I would get interrupted by the barking. And I was told, like, no, you're not allowed to do that anymore. You have to just keep on talking through it, no matter how hard it is. And I realize in hindsight, that was probably not the best way of going about that at all. Especially because I didn't get anything from my therapist that resembled that kind of just power through it mentality. But, things from different times, years and years and years ago. I feel serious, but I can't do loud noises because of my PTSD. Fair. I don't know if that was technically abusive. I don't know. I just know that it wasn't an enjoyable time when it was happening. And I don't look back on those moments fondly. You said the pull yourself up by your bootstraps mentality. Said expected loud noises like a concert are usually okay. Unexpected, nope. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like jump scaring a cat with a cucumber. Jesus. Chas Address says, I remember the Sonic onesie being referenced, but I didn't believe it was real. Touche. Can I just check that people are aware of the slur rhyming with plastic? So... So no, that's in America, that's not a slur. Spastic is not a slur in America. It was originally a derogatory term with people for people with disabilities, but it long since turned into a word for clumsiness or was associated with overexcitability. But that is not a slur in American parlance. It's not. Said it's like dumb. I normally use it for people who are really fidgety. Said I forgot UK people had that as a slur. Well, it's just like the word for cigarette there is a slur here, but there for the longest time it was just a word that was used. With the age of the internet, there are people who are like, no, this thing is a slur because it's a slur where I grew up. I'm like, no. Language is complicated, and I don't have to change what I say here where I live because of how something operates where you live all the time. But, because I remember in the Sonic fandom, there is an artist named Spazianti. And that artist has done work on several official Sonic things, like the Archie comics. And Spazianti, the shorthand for his name, the nickname for himself, has always been Spaz. It's always been Spaz. That's been the shorthand for his name. And there was a whole thing on Twitter where people were getting mad that people called Spaziante Spaz. And other Sonic fans had to come in and go, I have a question. Is the man not allowed to say his name? And I just... It was one of those things that disillusioned me. Like, there was a point in time in my time on YouTube where I agreed with the whole, oh, let's not say anything that could possibly offend anybody. And then I realized there's a threshold. There's a threshold of accommodations for people that I'm willing to do. And then there's a threshold of people who are deliberately trying to cause shit. And on Twitter, the line is very blurry. So I tend to not give a single shit about what anybody on Twitter says anymore. I seriously expected people to start spelling that one woman's name. Jesus Christ. Said context, my dear friends. Context. Yup. Context is a really important thing, but a lot of people don't seem to understand that. So it reminds me of the substitute teacher who parts of his names were literally the C slur. Jesus. Twilord says, usually I personally do get a bit awkward when people use that word for cigarettes because of how extreme some Americans have been towards me, but that's a me problem, so I don't say anything. I will say, like, if somebody says that word specifically, I will usually interject, because I'm like, I feel as though you understand by now that that one's probably an issue. And don't be in England. Just don't be in England. So, that's not me going, oh, I'm going to start saying all of the slurs on my channel for fun. Because there's no reason to have that particular position. That's a position you do when you just want to abuse people. I also just noticed, kind of funnily, that I don't know if it was a YouTube glitch or not, but like 20 people dropped off the stream after I made that statement. Oh well. Oh well. Drink the slurry? Drink the slurry? Jesus Christ. Bardtail, thank you for the sip. Axel says, my evil ex was obsessed with Japan, finally moved there, which is great. Let her row her boat the fuck away from me. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Sarah says, where words become slurs, and then the words to replace them become slurs, and then those become slurs. Yeah... But also different languages exist. True. So I remember when I was in high school. No, when I was in middle school, there was an exercise we were given where we had to learn what language and even like bodily things you could do that were considered offensive in other cultures. And one of them that was interesting to me was in America, a lot of us will sit cross-legged. We'll sit cross-legged. I mean, hell, I'm sitting cross-legged right now. And there are some countries where if you sit cross-legged and one of your feet is pointing towards a person, that is considered incredibly rude, because in their culture, it's like saying, you are no better than the bottom of my feet. You are no better than the stuff that I would wipe off the bottom of my feet. Which is certainly something. That is certainly something in terms of ways. I think it's Japan. I don't know if it's Japan. I don't necessarily know if it's Japan. Also, in some words are only bad depending on the person who says it, like queer used to be a slur. Yeah. So I feel like that may be more Middle East somewhere. It could be. I'm not 100% certain on where it was, because this was a thing we did in middle school. This was a thing we did in middle school, so it was ages ago. My autistic ass sits with my legs folded under my thighs, and my teachers hated it. Jesus. There was another one where, like, if you gave your thumbs up to somebody, that was considered bad, and others where if you did, So I understand that, like, the whole okay sign became a white power thing for a while, but there was a country as well where if you did that, that was considered very bad. Because when you did it, you were basically saying that I hope Satan is watching you or something like that. It was an eye-opening class. It really was. There's a lot of shit that we learned in it that you just wouldn't think about. I think it was Italy where the OK sign was the equivalent of get bent. Self-diagnosis is the only thing that ever got me the help I needed. Professionals didn't understand any of the needs until I came in with years of research and documentation. Yeah, but that's not self-diagnosis. That is introspection. That is researching a lot of stuff on your own. You're not going in and going, doctor, I know more than you, I am autistic. You're going in and going, here is all of this data, so that instead of going through hours and hours of observation, you have everything you possibly need. So the pinky thing shows up in Orange Road. So the OK sign is fuck you in some cultures. Yep. It is. It is. Army says, I moved my legs from the floor. Now I'm thinking of that chair that prevents man spreading. Axis is not the best show, but I remember a Teen Titans Go episode where something like that happens. One of the characters shakes an alien's tentacle and accidentally starts a war that ends in like 2 seconds. Jesus Christ. Can you imagine shaking somebody's hand and then suddenly that's the end of the world? So I think it can also be cultural difference between the meaning of nodding versus shaking your head. Yep. Yep. Let me go ahead and move these over here. Twilor says, if a right-wing person calls me queer, then they're using a slur. If a left-wing person calls me queer, they're acknowledging diversity. It's actually more complicated, but the oversimplification is funny. Yeah, there's a difference between, wow, you're actually quite queer, and wow, you're actually quite queer. Well, somebody wouldn't be using that. Somebody wouldn't use the word quite in that way with that accent, but still. So George Carlin's classic argument. What was his argument? It's been a long time since I've watched George Carlin. Mostly because it's kind of hard for him to, make new material, since obvious reasons. Want to get to topics, or do you want to wait a little more? So I'm not even going to lie. I can tell you exactly what I've been doing this whole time. As we've been talking, I've been multitasking. I've been making a deck this whole time. So, like, this is what I've been doing as we've been having this conversation, because I'm a responsible adult who makes Magic the Gathering decks at work. Basically. Sleight of Hand is in small spell. 13 small spells with a bunch of ramp. How much of this manipulates the top? Did you build a whole budget deck? Yes. I did. I built a whole budget deck while we were just having this conversation. Sirius doesn't play solitaire work. He plays Magic the Gathering. What's the commander? It's near a wild mage. I was asked to try to make... Hold on. This actually goes to removal interaction. I was asked to try to make a Eldrazi deck as a budget deck. So now I'm making an Eldrazi deck as a budget deck. Wait, Kozilek is budget friendly? The bro is $2.13. He is budget friendly. Let's see here. Do I? We'd be considering. Let's go down on this one. We'd be considering. Sis Haze Ring doesn't need to be in this deck anyway. I said 2.13 out of 15. That's a lot. Yeah, but the entire deck right now is $15.34. Like, we're actually at a pretty decent rate right now. I need to make sure that there's... Let's see. 11... Okay, 11 plus 9, that is 20, 27, 30, 32, 33. Okay, versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 22. Okay, cool. So I need to get rid of some of my big spells. That's what that means. I need to go down on big spells. So that's one. I think I can probably go down what? I can't get rid of any of the draw. Question, what mechanical identity would you give Sonic, Tails? Fuck if I know. Haven't really thought about that. Mood considering... Kroger hates both you as a customer and you as a worker and will do everything he can to make you miserable. True. True. When I play Solitaire, I make sure to first cast Soul Exchange. I forgot that I did that video. I understand my grandma passed away today, and this is good for keeping my mind off the thoughts. I'm sorry that happened to you, the idiot. I am sorry. Hopefully, this is a nice and safe place where you can just relax. Do I really? Man. I don't like this card. I'm going to be considering. We need all of the ramp we have here. I guess this is one of the worst of the small spells. Can we actually go down? What is the worst of these? Seer's Lantern, probably. No, Mana Geode. Considering we'll go down to 12 ramp. We have to kill one more card. Fark. What card can we even cut here? It's Hulking Metalmorph. That's not the most important card in the deck. Sorry for still here listening while I pack my work uniform. Gotcha. I guess what are you considering? There we go. All right, I did it. I did it. Nira is there and done, and I can tell Gainer that. Fortunately, Walmart and Amazon are necessarily evils for me. Groceries, meds, around the house. They're necessary evils for just about everybody. Ah, there we go. I succeeded. I did my thing. I did exactly what I was supposed to do. There we go. Life feels good. Let's see here. Fennec says, how are they going to have those muted colors and bright fluorescent lights? It's so deeply unpleasant to shop there. Wait, where? Kroger? Oh, wait, Brutaclad doesn't need to be in here. I don't have any real token making. So we'll move you to considering. We'll just get another big spell up. Just put Endbringer back in. Damage any target with a reserve. No. Creatures do I want to clone in the stack? Comes down as a copy of Meteor Golem or Duplicant. Magma Giant, Magma Force. Yeah, move back to main deck. Shadow Wolf says, you know, you've been thinking about this too. No matter what, even if the body passes, the impact of that somehow in the universe will stay around forever. Think of it like a candle. You burn a candle and it melts the wax, makes a little tunnel, and the candle, once it's done burning, I think that's a good analogy. No matter what your experiences are, the things you do for the universe will always stick around and make sure you leave a good impact. You know. Fair. Andrew Blood says, what's happening? So I'm about to get into topics, but I had to first, before I could get into topics, I needed to finish a project I was working on because I was building a Nira deck. Because I was asked by a friend of mine to make an Eldrazi deck that was under $15. And so I did. I succeeded. And let's go ahead and switch her to... There we go. So, did you notice in the DK rap, they spent most of Blanky's rap basically trashing him? Like saying he has no style, he has no grit. Yeah. I think it was more they were trying to go for he has this one endearing quality. He has no style, he has no grace, but he's got a funny face. I think that was what they were basically going for. Though I could be wrong. All right, let's... Why does Bing have AI now? Everything's got AI now. Jesus Christ. Just like me, for real. Lanky does the accounting work. Our trash compactor went down for like 4 to 6 months before management bothered to have it fixed. Jesus Christ. Why does the Sonic hoodie keep on trying to fall down? Fuck you, Sonic hoodie. So check if Internet Explorer has AI. I need to know. That's my favorite browser. I think we need to just accept that AI is inevitable. It's just a thing that's going to happen in every industry, no matter what we do. And it sucks because a lot of it's trained off of shit that nobody consented to give it, but oy. Snapshot added AI and you can't get rid of it, but you can rename it. So I named it to fuck chat GPT and I've never used it. Jesus. Corporate greed and laziness will promote AI. True. There's also uses for it in a, just as an individual, though. I think because we advocate for artists a lot, we tend to just hate on AI a ton, and I agree that it should deserve a decent chunk of the hatred that it gets. But if I'm being honest, there are some things like making a resume that AI is really good for, making a cover letter. These are things that nobody really wants to do, but you still can have AI make your life easier for doing them. Bleep bloop, I'm AI too, bleep bloop. So you've used AI for making sprite frames? Sprite frames like for video games? I mean, movies are trying to make AI look better. I mean, consider that AI has been made to look good in movies and media for years. Literally, one of the main characters of the Halo franchise is an AI. What disturbs me is that AI bros are so gleeful about stealing from artists putting in their own work. Yeah. Yeah. If you use non-spam cover letters, your application gets put on the bottom. Jeez. Jesus fuck. Let's go ahead and drop this down. Whatever happens, happens. So I'd hire an artist to help me with my Jeebus vids for my own skills, or but because they're religious, I don't want to ask anybody. Fair. Proof that HR departments are useless. Are you saying that HR departments are getting automated by AI? That's what it sounds like you're saying. If he casts negate, I'm gonna be sad. He did. That AI joke has me thinking about Microsoft Sam voicing Master Chief, and I remembered Cortana. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Gotta get those keywords into your cover letter. It's true. Anyway, let's go ahead and get fan art up and ready. Moving, boom, and open that in browser. The AI gets used productively. See here, like neural nets to test models and hypotheses, and they're incredibly useful. But the AI that's used to market shit makes no sense. AI can be a good tool in specific cases, but should be heavily regulated. Yep. All right. You've been warming up to text AI stuff a little. They come up with questions to help you flesh out characters you might have not thought about. Good. It's something. It's certainly something. All right. Do I have everything that I need? Do I have everything that I need ready for this? All right. I do. Let's go ahead and we'll text IA shout out tool music. Nice. Alrighty. So the quartering is angry about trans people again because realistically, he can't do much else but bitch about whatever the right wing wants him to bitch about, because that's what makes him money these days. So let's go ahead and take a look at what our good boy, the quarter pounder, has to say about Leah Thomas. But before we do that, let's first get into the fan art section. So the fan art today comes from Wamo Family. I believe this is just, it's Niji Kawasataki. So it's been a while since I last made fan art, so here we are, Slime Cirrus in PC 98 style. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it, and this looks honestly cute as fuck. So thank you very much. With that said, let's go ahead and get into Jeremy talking about Leah Thomas.
For some time, one of the topics that I've covered on this channel for some time in 2023 and 2024 is biological men who want to take away positions from biological women.
Okay, so you mean trans women who want to take positions of women. Got it. Okay, cool. Cool.
Essentially, extreme misogynists.
I like how they've been using this particular line, like, oh, they're definitely extreme misogynists, because they have to be extreme misogynists, because we have to use language that the left knows works. Otherwise, we're going to lose our relevance.
These are biological men who hate women. They hate
I don't actually know that many trans women who hate other women. I don't. Not to mention, it's weird because we also get told that trans women do the whole autogynephilia thing, which we don't really have much evidence of. But it's like, okay, cool. So how do they hate women, or do they really want to be women, or where are we, Jeremy?
hate them so much that they want to enter their sports arenas and take awards away from them. This is just my opinion, obviously.
And it's wrong. Like, it is just your opinion, and also it is just incorrect. Like, nobody is entering a sports competition for the sole purpose of stealing shit from women.
I think that they loathe women so much. They want to make them feel uncomfortable by making them share locker rooms together.
Do you think he actually believes any of this?
Probably hate women more than any other man has ever hated anyone at any point. That's my opinion.
Do you think he actually believes that? Like, how stupid do you have to be to believe that? You've got to be a special kind of touched. Just not feeling very good at all in the brain space.
And the whole conversation around biological men taking spots from biological women is a hot button issue. And we all remember that that hero, Leah Thomas, an individual who, I don't remember the exact number. Maybe the comment section can, say what the exact number is. But he was rated something like 400th in the men's league, and then was winning first in the women's league, mostly because he was.
All right, so hold on. We need to address this real quick. So thankfully, I actually have Kayla again providing things for this particular video, and she did some research before this video just to help out with it. So the whole 462nd place thing doesn't actually mean anything, because pre-HRT, Leah actually placed very, very highly in men's competitions. The 462nd place thing only happened after HRT. Leah Thomas, prior to transitioning, had the 6th fastest national men's time in the 1,000-yard freestyle. And that is not a small accomplishment. They were performing incredibly well. This particular line is stated all the time because these people are not interested in telling the truth. These people are not interested in giving you a dialogue that is true. They are interested in peddling hatred because it sells. It sells. That's what it does. Ultimately, they peddle it because they know it makes them money. They know that their audience want to hate trans people despite the fact that they masturbate to them on Pornhub. That's what this is. Front and center, completely. This is selling hatred. Had one of the top 100 times in the 500-yard freestyle. Had second plate in the men's 500, 1,000, and 1650 in Ivy League championships. Oh, but don't worry. Let's keep on using the 462nd number because it is technically correct if we are not talking about pre-HRT Leah Thomas. And we have to talk about pre-HRT Leah Thomas because what we have discovered over time is that it is actually the HRT that changes whether or not somebody has the particular things that you are worried about freaking out about. You want to talk about muscle density, you want to talk about this, you want to talk about the other. Turns out that the thing that affects those, the thing that ultimately matters, more than anything, are your hormones. This is one of the reasons why people will try to take testosterone when they are muscle building. Because they know that testosterone helps for muscle building. No fucking duh. Army Boy says HRT, hormone replacement therapy. Hormone replacement therapy. So they will do everything in their power to pretend that the HRT part of this is a non-factor. But people take testosterone for growing more muscle because it works. That people know that it works. And it turns out, we actually know that if you remove the testosterone by either testosterone blockers or a surgery to remove somebody's testicles, if you go through any of those procedures, we actually can test your testosterone and we can see, oh, you have testosterone that would be more in line with what we would assume a woman has. And your ability to gain muscle is going to be hindered by that lack of testosterone. Weird. It's so strange. Yeah, in the 80s, testosterone got considered an addictive substance. But don't worry, let's just pretend for a while the hormones have nothing to do with how our bodies developed. We freak the fuck out about puberty, but the minute that we have to talk about hormones, now suddenly it's all hush hush. But let's go on. Quarter pounder, what you got?
Swimming with a rudder and they weren't. Well, now this story has gotten a little more insane, and we're going to get into that after a super quick word from this video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video.
Oh my god, we're gonna no sponsor for you. DDLG Playground is sponsoring this video. It is probably better for you to go there, get a dildo, get 20% off by using coupon code Cirrus, and maybe consider going to fuck yourself. But anyway, let's go on.
Wants a chance to qualify for the U.S. women's squad ahead of the upcoming Olympics, and reportedly has been fighting a secret legal fight in hopes of making that happen.
So, okay, let's take a look and see what's actually happening there. Leah Thomas Olympics. Seeking legal avenues to... Competing with women, has eyes set on Olympics. Okay, so those are two different statements. So the Olympics... Let's see, Leah Thomas secretly sues. Why is all of this... I want you to see the difference in how these articles are written, right? So, let's look at Daily Wire's article. Daily Wire says, Leah Thomas is seeking legal avenues to overturn regulations on male swimmers competing with women. Has eyes set on Olympics. Those are separate because the Olympics already has regulations on testosterone that allow transgender people to participate. They have to be separate. But if you look over here at American Family News, and I'm just going to say, anytime I see family on anything, I just assume it's a red flag now. But Leah Thomas secretly sues to overturn rules for 2024 Olympics. Whereas if you look at the same article on, say, CNN, transgender swimmer Leah Thomas begins legal case against swimming's world governing body. One of these describes what's actually happening. The other one is sensationalized. That's so strange, right? That's so weird. Why do we have that there? Why do we even have that particular thing here? Daily Wire with misleading headlines? Yeah, I know, right? Weird. Weird. But let's continue with the video.
Now, if you've been following any
Yeah, how is it a secret? How is it a secret? In what way is it a secret if everybody knows?
Been following anything with the Olympics? They are actually extremely woke. The Olympics and several
How the fuck are the Olympics woke? What does that mean? I love how people will use I have a story after this about a incident I had at a bar earlier today. But how do we get to the point where we just use woke to describe everything? I'm gonna let you know what woke really means to the conservative mind. Truthfully, honestly, it just means something I don't like. Just like how for years leftists got accused of calling anybody they didn't like Nazis, I feel like we should just use the exact same language back at this point. No, you call anything you don't like woke because you thoroughly demonized what that term means.
Categories, if I'm remembering this correctly, the Olympics have allowed biological men to compete against biological women in several categories.
I like how he has to keep on using those words. He can't say trans women. He has to go biological men, biological men, biological men. He has to do that. He has to do that, by the way, because his audience of fickle Nazis, which don't get me wrong, this man is sponsored by a Nazi, so I'm actually willing to call him a Nazi. Anybody who willingly takes that kind of blood money is just a fucking Nazi to me. But this man here, who has an audience of Nazis, who is a Nazi, and I'm sorry, I can't really be convinced that he's not because of the sponsorships he's taken from known Nazi organizations, specifically that elk one that we talked about in that video already. I can't not call him that anymore. He has to appeal to that audience. And Nazis have two things that I am willing to associate with them over and above anti-Semitism and everything else, which is another thing we'll talk about later. One, a hatred of trans people. Two, a Pornhub search history involving a lot of chicks with dicks.
If I'm remembering this correctly, I think powerlifting was one of them. I think. I could be wrong.
Yes, because the muscle density required for powerlifting actually decreases immensely when you're on HRT.
Comment section will probably correct me, but so the world.
You are so slow. Please get some Ben Shapiro speed in your life. Let's go.
Aquatics did ban biological men from competing in women's races. By the way, thank you for that.
Why? Why is it thank you? You don't fucking swim, bro. Why do you care?
And the irony of it is that Thomas played a vital role in that ban coming to fruition. 3 months after Thomas, who was ranked 462nd in the men's league, won gold in the 500 women's freestyle in the 2022 NCAA championships, the governing body issued a ban on any athlete who had gone through male puberty. Thomas certainly has done that, given they begin their...
So I want you to notice what they have said here. I want you to notice what they've said here. Banned anyone who went through male puberty. There are some advantages that are gained by going through male puberty. So how would we fix that? How would we account for that? Would it possibly be by using, I don't know, puberty blockers? You know, just that thing that we would use to make sure that nobody who doesn't want to go through a male puberty goes through a male puberty. I feel like that's what we would use, right? We would use puberty blockers so that they didn't have to go through that puberty, so that they would only experience a woman's puberty, because you would introduce not a ton of testosterone into the body, but a ton of estrogen into the body. I feel like that would be, you know, a perfectly reasonable thing to do. If we made puberty blockers more widely available for people under the age of 18 so they didn't go through male puberties, then sure, we can. If you want to ban trans women from being in these areas, then maybe we can at least have a win in the area of puberty blockers so that trans women don't have to go through a male puberty first. Now, it certainly wouldn't do anything for cis women who have PCOS and therefore have a lot of the traits associated with men. But, you know, let's just pretend that we're living in a logical world real quick, and if we can't have one thing, then surely we can compromise on having the thing that would allow trans women to never develop the thing that you are so worried about them developing. Of course, these people like to say that puberty blockers are chemical castration, which is weird to me because it wasn't until very recently that Finland actually banned one of their oldest things that they would do with trans people, where they would castrate trans people so that they could change their gender markers, which I was told that the entirety of the transitioning process, from the puberty blockers to the hormone therapy to everything, I was told that that made people infertile. But why the fuck would I need somebody to go through actual chemical castration if they were made infertile by the transitioning process? It's so weird to me that a country legally had a fucking genocidal thing they would do to trans people because apparently the HRT didn't castrate them enough for them. But I'm told by conservatives in America it castrates them enough that we need to be worried about women's goddamn wombs. I'm so confused. What am I supposed to be angered by now? I don't understand anymore, because I'm told two separate things from 50,000 different Republican mouths. It can't possibly be that you're worried about trans women competing in swimming, because you talk about, oh, well, it's specifically the puberty that we need to worry about. Well, here's a solution to the puberty thing that we need to worry about. Well, that's not enough of a solution. We're not going to allow that. Okay, sure. I don't understand what the problem is anymore. Also, sports don't fucking matter. I'm just going to end on that one. Sports don't really matter. I'm sure they matter to some people who dedicate their entire lives to it. And for that, I am 100% on board with you in your fight. I understand. But to me, and in the greater scheme of things, I think individual human rights matter more than the entertainment of sport. Just saying. Just saying. But anywho, let's go.
They began their college swimming career in the men's division. The 24-year-old is now looking to have that ban wiped away and in rapid fashion to take part in the Paris Olympic trials. By the way, he hired a Canadian law firm. What I think is interesting is who's paying for this. That's another question that I always have.
What is interesting about that? Why does it matter who's paying for this? The only way you would even go, I'm curious who's paying for this, is if you're trying to figure out if it's like the Jews or something. George Soros.
On this stuff. Who's paying for this? Who's paying for this lawsuit?
Who cares?
Is it
people do lawsuits all the time?
Is it is a law firm taking it on pro bono? Is it special interest groups paying for this? Because this kind of lawsuit would be very, very expensive. And as I've always said, cut it off and then we'll talk. And it's the same thing I said to I say about Dylan Mulvaney. You want me to believe that you really believe what you say you believe? Well, then you've got the money, so you prove it.
So no, there are some people who. First of all, he's lying. He's lying. He's just lying. There is no conservative on the goddamn planet that will believe you more because you cut off your dick. No. He's lying and stupid and has an audience of people who like being lied to and are also stupid. Cutting off your genitalia will not satisfy a Republican. First of all, they masturbated to the porn more when you had a dick. I've looked at Pornhub comments to prove this. It was purely for research. But they will not believe you more because you cut off your dick. They won't. They never will. First of all, the dick has nothing to do with it. It's the testicles. And the testicles only matter insofar as they are producing a hormone. You see, when the human body is being developed, we have two gonads. They're called gonads. They are not just a word for testicles. They are actually called the gonads in the body, no matter if you're a male or a female. Now, if you are a typical male, those gonads manifest as testicles. And if you are a typical female, those gonads manifest as ovaries. Ovaries tend to produce a larger amount of estrogen. Testicles tend to produce a larger amount of testosterone. I say tend to because there are plenty of situations where this doesn't happen. People develop ovotestes, or people happen to have something like PCOS. There's lots of reasons in which that these norms might be violated, but per the norm, gonads develop into ovaries or testes, and they make testosterone and estrogen, respectively. Now, cutting off the dick doesn't change the amount of testosterone your body creates. Cutting off the testes does. Ask me how I know. Just ask me how I know. It's completely private, so I'm not going to tell you. But there is a reason that I know this, that somebody's hormone levels are affected directly by these, aside from just looking at the science in regards to it. The reason I know this is because people who do get their testicles removed but still have their penises still have the ability to get hard, still have the ability to come to a degree. But these people, because they do not produce a hormone anymore, they do not produce testosterone through their body naturally anymore, now estrogen ceases being something that they merely have because they want to feminize. It also becomes a need to just take a hormone supplement in general so that your body doesn't go through things like hot flashes. People like Jeremy will never be satisfied because you cut off your dangly bits. They will simply change their argument from "if you cut it off, then we'll talk" to "these people mutilated themselves." That's what they do. And we know they do it because we can look at Jeremy's other content where he's done this, where he's talked about genital mutilation, specifically. Also, fun fact, the reason the penis doesn't matter is girls have a penis too. It's called a clit. I know Jeremy hasn't found one because he's too busy looking in his basement for piss, but the clitoris is formed out of the same tissues that the penis is formed from. This is why when trans men begin taking testosterone, their clitoris becomes engorged. And sure, a lot of this conversation might seem a little TMI for Twitch or YouTube, but the difference between me and Jeremy is I've researched this shit and he just peddles it on his channel. People like Jeremy will never, ever be satisfied. No matter what you do, they will always find a reason to hate you. Because there is a monetary incentive in them doing so. We're going to watch a little bit more of his video, but I don't know if there's anything else he can even say that matters.
Thomas has reportedly hired Canadian law firm Tier and is asking the Court of Arbitration for Sport in Switzerland to overturn the rules imposed by World Aquatics. The case began very quietly in September, and World Aquatics immediately applied to have it thrown out because Thomas had not submitted to the rules and jurisdiction of USA Swimming. Thomas is not a member of the domestic federation subject to the USA Swimming rules, therefore ruling Thomas out as even an eligible candidate to challenge the organization. So the court case in and of itself is...
So there's just a bunch of bureaucratic red tape. Why does that matter? Is she right or is she wrong? I don't care about the bureaucracy. Since when do we give a fuck about the bureaucracy of it?
Built on bunk. He has no legal grounds whatsoever to file this lawsuit. Thomas's case is not only a fight against biology and common sense, but the clock as well.
It's not a... what? It's not a fight against biology and common... There's no such thing as a fight against common sense. So here's another thing. Conservatives will use the term common sense all the time as a way to discredit an argument. Common sense, though, is actually just the myriad of predispositions that you have, the schema that you have about other people. Your common sense, that's just your biases. And to explain this, to make it super easy, we as human beings have what's called type 1 and type 2 thinking. Type 1 thinking is our emotional center. This is our immediate response to something. This is us looking at a blade of grass and saying, oh, it's a blade of grass. This is us hearing a rustle in the bushes and thinking, oh, something might be there to try to attack me. It's the survival instinct. Your logical center, however, your type 2 thinking, that's the part of your brain that says instead, that's not a tiger in the bushes, we're in the middle of the city. That's probably a squirrel. Common sense is typically your type 1 thinking. Common sense has nothing to do with logic. And if you've been poisoned to believe that it does, then sure, you might think that it's logical to engage in common sense. But the fact of the matter is your common sense and your logic are two separate things. They are two different types of thinking. We have these two types of thinking because one of them allows us to advance as civilization. Our type 2 thinking allows us to become architects, build buildings, become philosophers, engage in science. Our type 1 thinking, though, this more emotional base set of things that we have learned, whether they be right or wrong, this is to make it so that our brain does not have to overly process things. It engages in type 2 thinking when it is convenient to, when it knows that they can. A lot of conservatives and people like Jeremy prey on people who engage so often in type 1 thinking, but they think it's type 2. If your response to something is it's just common sense, I want you to just stop what you're doing, stop everything that you're talking about, and start reanalyzing everything that you said. One of the scariest things that a person can do in life is ask themselves, why do I think that? A lot of conservatives don't ask themselves why they think that, or rather, they don't ask themselves why they think something enough. Trans people shouldn't participate in sports. Well, why do you think that? Well, because they're biological men. Well, why do you think that? What part of the biology matters there? The dick. Okay, what does the dick have to do with swimming? Well, nothing, really. Okay, cool. So we go back. Why do you think that? What's the part? And then you finally get to, well, their muscles developed differently. They're stronger. Okay, why are they stronger? Everybody has the same access to training, so what's the component that's different? Well, the hormones. Okay, but if somebody's gone through HRT for a year, which is what the Olympics requires, then why do you not want them to compete? The Olympics have shown, they've done the research to show that the percentage difference between the top echelon of trans women is not statistically significant to the top echelons of cis women. Whereas cis men happen to have a very, very high upper echelon. The Olympics literally will prevent a cis woman from being in the Olympics if they have too high of a testosterone count, because they are consistent with these requirements. So when you ask yourself, okay, well, it's the hormones, and we have a way to talk about we have a way to manipulate the hormones in a way that is more fair, then actually, what's the problem? Why do I not want this? Why do I not want this person competing? And then when you go, well, it's about fairness, ask yourself, well, why is it fair or unfair? Why do you believe that? Then you're going to find yourself back to the hormones and the muscles again. And when you're back to the hormones and the muscles again, you're back to the exact same studies you were before, and you start reanalyzing this conversation to the point where you realize, wait a minute, you don't have much of a reason to actually say these people shouldn't compete. Also, you realize the more scary part of this entire conversation, you didn't care about women swimming in the Olympics. You've never cared about women swimming in the Olympics. Half of you probably don't even care about the Olympics. You have an opinion about this because people on the internet, whose job it is to manipulate you emotionally for money, like me, have talked about it. And so it is in your zeitgeist. It is in your personal space, your personal head bubble. Because we've talked about it. You watched us. So now you have an opinion on it, whether right or wrong. But the ultimate fact of the matter is 90% of you don't actually care about the Olympics, don't actually care about sports. You're here watching YouTube. Most of you probably care more about individual people than these lofty ideas that are touted by conservatives. And yet somehow we seem to find ourselves in this particular conversation more often than not. Sometimes we have to ask ourselves, why do we give a shit about a particular topic? And a lot of times, it's very hard to come up with a convincing answer. Brutus Magnuson, thank you for the $4.99 USD. My knots, her nuts, Virginia's as well. Mash them all together and the sex will still smell. Okay, that's weird. Anyway, you have no idea how many times I had to edit that so YouTube would let me send it. Jesus Christ. But Anyway, that's as much of this video as I can stomach. I cannot listen to an actual Nazi who pisses in the basement because his wife went to get pizza without him. I can't listen to this any longer. It hurts my soul. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you haven't already. And as always, everybody, insert in the video tagline here. The only nuts that matter are D's. Have you found any mind goblins? Alright. I have another topic I need to do, but I'm hungry right now. So, to make sure that I am able to make content like a responsible person, I am going to hit pause. I'm going to throw food in the microwave because Saki made me go to the store and get a bunch of microwave food because we didn't know when our well was going to get fixed. So, I'm glad she was thinking about it. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I have food now. I have food now. I need to do something while I'm eating the food that isn't watching one of these pissant videos from these pissants. So, hip hip hooray. You see a GG? Yes, you do. Look at this baby. She's so cute. So we are going to put Magic Arena over here. And we're going to set graphics, full screen. All right. And then you know what? Fuck it. We're doing this online, so let's do that. Sound like Quest 64? It might be. Did you know that Quest 64 has the best Twitter account? The Quest 64 official Twitter account is like the strangest but most amazing thing on the internet. So this reminds me of Toyo Sotumi Momiko. I have no idea what that is. I guess I can keep this. All right. Rakdos? I wonder if what would he be rakdosing? What's up, Staff? Just gonna nuke that. Hi, how's it going, Staff? So the politics of Duke Nukem is my favorite inconsequential topic to debate. Oh? Man. I'm taking some heavy damage for no good reason. It's because they want to make a bunch of blood tokens. I forgot what... I'm feeling crappy. I'm going to go float onward. Well, Grumpy Queer, I hope you feel better. I guess I'll take damage from both of you guys. Guess you don't really have a way to kill this yet. You let it resolve, and then is it going to get hit with the Dreadbore equivalent from this set? I hope they don't have removal in their ham. Twice the number of blood tokens you have. Oh. That card's stronger than I thought. Okay. I'm making a one-piece dish for dinner? Nice. What are you making? I'm doing this to go ahead and get my tutu. Okay. And now on his turn, he's going to have to get rid of his Blood Tithe Harvester again. Which I'm okay with him doing that. I'll just use Takanuma. Tap 2 untapped artifacts creatures, deal 1 damage to each. Ooh, good card. Good card. I wonder how long they're going to sit there and make me wait. Later, loser! Everything dies! They're gonna make me burn for like 3 damage. And then they're gonna get rid of my Chrome Host Sea Shark. Oh, we just let that happen? Okay. Also, Cinderon, thank you for redeeming your points for... You fucking degen. Why didn't they respond by using any of their abilities on me? Did you read the manga of One Piece or watch the anime? I watched the manga. I watched the anime, sorry. Okay. You've hurt me, how dare. Opponent's turn. What do they got? I've read the anime does work if someone's watching the subtitle version. God damn it. Oh! They do win off that. Ew. Ew. Man, the red O'Hare is strong as fuck. That thing ruins games. I can't even be upset about that loss. Seriously, you gotta see the Scrungle. Oh my god. Inverse Cirrus, his onesie is inside out, and he endeavors to make everyone uncomfy. Oh my god. That's beautiful. This hand is capable. Buddy, come on. Come on, bud. Keep. Ah. What are they doing? Playing Golgari. Golgari mid-range? I'll play the first card. They don't have an instant in hand. They don't have a removal spell. They did have a removal spell. I lied. I'm a liar and a fool. I'm a liar and a fool! Play another removal spell, motherfucker. It's Shieldred. Stop playing your removal spells, motherfucker. How to always make someone uncomfortable. Stare at their left ear intensely. Fucking Golgari rats. Not in my Christian game of Magic the Gathering. You don't have 8 or more cards in your graveyard, do you? You have 2! Motherfucker. We're just gonna make you sack a non-token creature. Goodbye! We are here for combat and combat accessories. Let's go. What are they gonna do? That's so fucking weird, Italian Shakespeare. Yep, that does kill my Shieldred. You gonna do anything, my guy? You may sack a non-token creature. Let's go ahead and get rid of that while we're thinking about it. Damn it, hide my email! Kataz, the deepest betrayal. Oh no! Anytime it attacks an opponent, doesn't care because they're searching their deck for a new card. Oh no, guys! He has Alcatraz! Alcatraz! The deepest betrayal! Whenever it attacks, each opponent discards a card. For each opponent who can't, you draw a card. We'll get back that Shieldred, buddy. You can hit me for damage and I don't care. Yep. And now when you flip it... Okay, that's fine. My graveyard. Oh shit, you got rid of my important cards. All right. Let's Memory Deluge to make a big fucking token. Goodbye, buddy. Wish me luck with eating the right side of my jaw. I did a partial dislocation 4 hours ago. Ugh. That sounds painful. Fellstinger exploiting itself. Fair. God, I didn't want to sacrifice Fellstinger to his own ability, but... Hey, buddy. Just go ahead and gonna go ahead and punch you with both of these. Hope that's okay, my friend. Let's see. What do they got? What are they doing? What are they cooking now? Breach the multiverse. Unfortunate. I don't think I have anything in my graveyard that's a creature anymore. They removed my creatures. Hey, a Haywire Mite. Yeah, that's a... You did it! You got rid of a you got rid of a thing with Haywire Mite! You're so cool. You did it. I am so proud of you. God, can you imagine? Anywho. Anywho. Now I've got a hand made of cheese. Come on, buddy. What you gonna do? Rankle's prank? Each player sacks 2 creatures. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. I guess I sacked 2 creatures. Oh, man. I hope you have another one of those. Oh, buddy. You don't. Boy, that blows ass. I'm so sorry. Anyway. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. That's fine. I'll take wins like that. They don't bother me too much to take. They don't. All right. Alrighty. He gave up? Yep. I backed him into a corner. Said he's a scrungly boy. Starts helping him suddenly obsessed with Blondress. Jesus Christ. Let's see here. Starfield ends as a big success and a marketing failure. Interesting. Let's figure out why. Let's see. Let's open that the... I am trying to read up on Starfield stuff. let's see here. Is Starfield sales. Let's look at the sales numbers. Starfield had at least 12 million sales. Starfield budget. 200 million. Calculate. 200 million divided by 60. So you have to make a third of that. That's funny. That's funny. We have we have numbers. Okay, let's fucking go. I need to get the next piece of fan art up. Who did it? Please tell me it's not a Nubian. A Nubian makes and brings curses. Oh, dear God. Why is everything Aura Echoes makes, like, fucking fantastic? Jesus Christ. Dear God, no. No. Alright, guys. We gotta talk about Pronouns Guy again. Heel versus Babyface is angry at Starfield? I guess we're... We're upset more about Starfield stuff, and apparently angry at Indiana Jones stuff now. So, I guess we'll just take a look at that and see what's going on there. But first, let's do a quick peek over at the fan art section. This one that we have here is from Aura Echoes. Safwolf said, guess I'll go ahead and drop this here. It is a Christmas Cirrus, and it looks really fucking gorgeous. Like, the detail on this is really, really good. I'm not even gonna lie. So thank you very much, Aura Echoes, for your fan art. If you want your fan art shown in a future video, drop it in the fan art section of the Discord. With that said, let's go ahead and cover Pronouns Guy. Let's go ahead and see what he has to say.
Black and white, when they're flaunted, are all warning colors.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience. Do
you think he's just going to make fun of the fact that the guy's wearing a Pride shirt? Holy fuck! It's like we can predict the future. He's just like, look at him! He's gay! Oh God! Who let the gays in here? Jesus Christ. Why does any of that matter? They have a mole, which is something that you need surgery to get rid of. They have a hairstyle.
Oh, shut up!
Why does...
Hi everyone, it's Az here from Heel vs Babyface. Yeah, we've gone a couple of 3 weeks without a video, but I've been too busy playing some video game. But here we are,
some video game. I'm trendy.
Again, Bethesda, you and I, what could possibly go wrong? Well, apart from the lighting. Hey! Hello! There is nothing I love more.
Than comfy chair.
Get my headphones off. Bethesda, there is nothing I love more than to fire up a brand new RPG, lose myself.
Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what?
Pronoun! And yet, here we are once more. Once more into the breach. Once more. As Bethesda...
Maybe don't quote... Maybe don't quote Star Trek when it's way woker than anything you've pitched a fit about.
Bethesda have just revealed their new footage for their Indiana Jones video game made by Machine Games.
Why does he say gam? Why does he do that? Why does he say gam? He says games correctly afterwards. Why does he say gam?
Now, there were parts of the trailer that I did like, and there were parts of the trailer that I thought were... Now, Troy Baker does an excellent Harrison Ford playing Indiana Jones impression, and I know he's an excellent voiceover actor,
Okay.
but really, is there anyone else but Troy Baker and Nolan North that actually does male voiceovers in this industry anymore? In an industry that keeps harping on in the West about inclusion and diversity, it seems to be either one or the other that gets all the roles nowadays.
No, that's not true. Like, look at, okay, so look, if you want proof that's not true, please go to any IMDb page. You don't even have to try hard to disprove this one. Just go to an IMDb page for any video game, and there are tons of people who are taking roles in these video games, including men. There's plenty of people, my guy. Just go to IMDb.
If you're casting them because they're the best person for the role, then that sounds like some meritocracy shit to me.
What the fuck is that? Ugh, what the fuck was that? I had to see it more. You need to see it again. Just
Some meritocracy shit to me.
what the fuck was that face? What the fuck was that face? If I have to be cursed by it, if that has to be burned into my retinas forever, just in the case that any of you fuckers did not actually see that. What is that? What is that? You have to make... No, this is not me making fun of the way somebody looks. This is making fun of a conscious decision a person has made involving their body. Why? What is that? What was that? Briar, if you are watching the entirety of this video before it goes live, this is... That man is the thumbnail. That is the thumbnail.
See what I did there? Yeah, I saw what I did there. Did you see what I saw what I did there? The character
He's so happy about the jokes he himself made.
models also looked very good indeed. However, the gameplay looked kind of sluggish and very scripted indeed. Kind of repetitive, and there's all of this.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story from
What is all of this? There's a man here, a person who's probably gay, maybe. What am I supposed to be looking at?
gaming audience.
Have you ever shoved anything in your own ass? Of course, duh.
First and
Why is that clip playing? Why does it matter that he's gay? Why do we make a big stink about people being gay? What's the... I need the joke explained to me. Can a heel versus babyface fan in his audience explain the joke to me? Please explain what's funny about man is gay. I need to know. I need to understand the humor because I'm failing to understand it. Obviously, my humor has become so desensitized over the years that I don't actually have a good way of understanding what is supposed to be funny anymore. So I really need some enlightened individuals who are more in tune with modern humor sensibilities to explain to me the funny part about man is gay. I need it explained to me.
foremost, what the fuck is that?
A person. Don't what the fuck is that me with your face. Don't fucking do that shit. Don't even. You have no right. Twilord says, usually when these right-wingers make me feel sad, it's not from pity, it's from the fact that they think they're funny. Yeah, I still don't know what he did there. Did you see what I did there? I saw what I did there. Well, I hope you did. You're the one that wrote it. I wrote a gag in my Savra video on the MTG channel where I'm lolling my tongue out like a dog at her because she's a fucking hot anime woman. I know what I did there, but I didn't have to sit there and go, did you see the joke? Do you understand the joke I said? Did you know I'm funny? I know the fuck I'm funny.
Seriously, what the fuck? What are you? What are you? Secondly,
A person. Why does it matter?
and more importantly, believe what it says.
Why are we saying it? So unless somebody specifically wants to use the pronoun it, it's just a fucking dehumanizing thing to call somebody. You can slip of the tongue it every now and again as a part of conversation, but when you're deliberately using it in a pointed manner, it just sounds dehumanizing.
They are making this for a modern gaming audience, which means...
Do you have arguments, or do you just make fun of things by making them sound like this?
Not you and not me. It's made for them. The
Who's
people
them?
who work there. And as you can
who's
see
them?
from what they're decked out in, their whole personality and character seems to be made up of, oh my god, inclusion and diversity.
Do you... Who watches this? I need to understand who watches this. If you're a heel versus babyface fan, because I used to be ages ago, I couldn't even explain why. Mostly because I liked the World of Warcraft commentary at the time. If this is the thing that appeals to you, I really need it explained to me. I really need it to make sense. I don't understand it. I do not understand it. Are we really at the point where instead of having an intellectual conversation about something, we talk about the shirt the developer was wearing as if that's their entire personality? I'm gonna let you know right now, most gay people don't actually make being gay their personality. They don't. But, however, conservatives pretend they do. And yeah, sure, there's probably one or two people who do it, but that's the person that every conservative thinks about now when they think of a gay person. Most gay people don't make it their entire personality. If they're wearing a gay pride shirt, it might just be because they're proud to be gay. And they're proud to be gay because of flip joints like you, who pretend that they're not allowed to do that. It's a weird thing. Conservative dumb shit creates a world where you have to actually have pride in being gay because they make fun of the fact that you're gay repeatedly. So you have to find some way of justifying your own existence. And so pride ends up being created. Actually, pride happened as a riot because of reasons. Now, conservative creates the exact world where a gay person might engage in gay pride. And then when they do the gay pride thing, they go, why would you do that? Why would you ever do that? Why would you do the gay pride? What? Why? Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do gay pride? How dare you? Why would you even do that? You make it your entire personality. Why would you do that? And it's like, no, buddy, you did it. You're the one that helped facilitate a world in which gay people might feel like they're a little closer to their sexuality than they might otherwise be because they were told not to be for so goddamn long by people like you. You create this monster, and then you get pissed when the monster exists. It's a stupid cycle. It's a grift.
Which, of course, as we all know, means exclusion and you'll get what we make you.
So every video game company, you get what we make you. That's how video games work. They are developed by a studio and you get what they make. That's how video games work, as. That's exactly how they work. Also, Twilord, for the €5, says, it's made for a modern audience, which means it's not made for you and me. Damn, imagine knowing you have no place in modern society. Yeah, weird thing for him to say.
This isn't just somebody that is expressing who they are or anything like that.
Does he have anything other than gay jokes? I really need to know if there's anything worth listening to in this video.
This is typical of everything wrong with Western modern gaming and the people that are within it. We are looking for people who are more concerned about what they're working on than what they want to present. And if you say, well, behind the scenes, they're saying all the right things. No, this is the way that they are showing you to their audience. Hey, potential audience, this is us. This is who we are. Oh my God.
But he's not even doing that. Maybe you'd have a point. Okay, look, so I'm going to get very stereotypical and very offensive here for a second. If I went, Oh my god, everybody, look, I am here from Bethesda, and I just want you to know that, oh my god, we have so much here. The purple dildo was like my swan song moment when I played Grand Theft Auto, and I really wanted to include it in the game, and here it is. That would be a worthwhile thing to make fun of, Az. It would, because then the thing that you are concerned about is happening, but that's not what's happening. It's just a fucking person saying that they developed a game. What's the problem? Brutus Magnuson says, thank you for the $4.99. Thank you for the $4.99. Brutus Magnuson says, conservatives hate anything gay because it makes them think of a big gay pile immediately, whereas normal people think Tom and Dan at Target. Yup. Andy said, God, I loved using the purple dildo. Axo says, I love this voice. Oh my god. What? Which voice? So here's the thing. I don't like modern gaming. I don't. I really don't. But it has nothing to do with the gayness. Because the gayness has nothing to do with my gaming experience. I don't give a shit if I'm playing a guy who's trying to lust after a dude the entire time. Doesn't matter to me. I didn't care about the chicks that you could fuck to get your health back in God of War, because I just didn't like God of War. I don't care. The thing I hate about modern gaming is DLC. I hate microtransactions. I hate monetization of everything. I hate games as service. That's what I hate. I had a conversation with Saki about Starfield, actually, and she mentioned that, oh, no, the game is a failure because, look, its player numbers are down. Its player numbers on a single-player game. You don't need consistent player numbers on a single-player game. Time used to be that you bought a game from the store, and you put it in your cart, and then you played it, and then you were done. Like, okay, look. Time used to be, you would go to the gaming store, and you would get a nice video game. You would take that video game, and you would put it right inside a console, and you would play it. And we tracked whether a game was successful by its sales figures, not by how many people are concurrently playing a single-player game after its release. So, for anybody who was ever wondering what that game was, it's Zelda Link to the Past, my first Zelda game. So, Starfield. Was it a successful game?
Hello, glad to be back.
Well, copies of Starfield sold for, at minimum, $60. And Starfield had a budget of $200 million. So, okay. At $60 per copy, how many copies did Starfield sell? Well, to break even, Starfield would need almost $3.5 million to make its money back. Or it would need like 3.5 million sales, rather. It would need about 3.5 million sales to break even, which is not what you want to do as a gaming company. How many sales did Starfield make? $12 million. Minimum. 12 million. They made 4 times what is required to break even on that. 12 million players. That means they made $720 million with a budget of $200 million. Which means they made a profit of $520 million. $520 million. So that could be Game Pass. Unfortunately, because I can't look at direct sales figures yet. You know what? Hold on. Maybe I can. Let's see. Does the math differently? Let's just very much look at reception. Development, Windows version, Xbox version, cloud gaming, marketing, release, reception, critical reception. Let's see here. Famitsu gave it 34 out of 40, which is pretty good for Famitsu. Destructoid gave it 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10 on Use Aliens. Game Informer 8.5, 8.7 on GameSpot. IGN gave 7 out of 10. I really don't put much stock in them, though, because of the water incident with Pokemon. Let's see here. For, over 230,000 concurrent players in the first 2 hours of early access on Steam. So the concurrent players are, in fact, down. There's no area in here for sales, though. So all we have is max players. If players is the only metric that we can use, and we are not factoring in people buying any DLC or any like special editions or anything like that, then these are still completely fair numbers. This is insane to me. That we live in a world where this is not considered a straight-up success because of concurrent players and dumbasses on the internet. Anywho.
I'm an activist. This is all political. This is my ideology. This is my whole life. This is what I'm
Who's saying that, though, Oz? Who's saying that?
made up of. There was a guy that said something about that. I can't quite remember what it was, though. We're so fucking boring!
He's so proud of the moment that is it's not a famous moment for him. It's a moment of infamy.
Oh, yeah, that was it. God, I'm...
What? Why are we showing you sucking a dick? Why are you obsessed with that? Why are you obsessed with sucking a cock? This guy talks about sucking cock more than the gay person he's accusing of that. It's just projection at that point.
Miss Robin in the Hood. Not the show. The money. But that wasn't the worst bit for me. It was this.
Have you ever shoved anything in your own ass? Of course. Duh.
Oh, hi, Tom.
Who else would executively produce a game at Bethesda? It's Todd Howard. What the fuck? Who else do you want? It's Bethesda. It's like going, and who's making the game at Nintendo? Shigeru Miyamoto. I knew it. Like, who the fuck else? Like, if it's Mario or Zelda, we expect some Miyamoto involvement. If it's Bethesda, we expect some Todd Howard involvement. Seems kind of basic to me.
How's Starfield doing? Oopsie doopsies. Mostly negative are the recent reviews now that people have had time to actually absorb it and play it, and mixed overall. Wow, what a great start to a brand new franchise. But Vice, I couldn't have said it better myself. That game was definitely an masterpiece. But no, let's get Todd Howard's...
Again, regardless of how well it was done, it's not a failure. It's a financial success. And here's this funny thing that happens in video games nowadays. A game will release, it will be made fun of by the general public, and then one of two things happens. Either some DLC comes out for it, usually a free patch update in this case, that improves the game experience to a point where it's actually acceptable. If you want a good example of this, please look up No Man's Sky. That is a game that is now beloved by a huge community of dedicated players that was completely panned when it came out because it was horrible when it came out. But it is now considered just a really, really good game that people have sunk tons of time into. But there's this other thing that happens. Even if a game doesn't go through any changes, this weird thing happens where we make fun of games while they're in the general zeitgeist, and then about 5 years later, it's usually about 5 years, about a gaming generation of time, And then the conversation around the game turns to, that actually wasn't that bad. You know, actually, I really liked that game. You know, I'm going to go back and play that game. I missed that game. It's a thing that I've noticed happen a lot, specifically in the Sonic community. Gee, I wonder if I'm a part of that. But it happens a lot in the Sonic community more than anything, where people will make fun of a game a shit ton, and then about 5 years down the road will go, do you remember that one game, though? Like, it really had some heart. It really had something special about it. Hating it in the moment is really popular. Now, there are some games that deserve every bit of it, right? But think about it. Sonic 06, hated when it came out, and now that people are actually running around and fixing the game with Project 06, people are going, wait a minute, hold on. This game actually had something going for it. Holy shit. Or Sonic Unleashed, which was panned on its initial release by tons of people. It got like a 3.2 on IGN on the Xbox version, and somehow it got like a 7 on the Wii version. It was weird. So a game like Sonic Unleashed, completely panned by everybody when it comes out. Oh my god, Sonic's a werehog? That's so stupid. 5 to 10 years later, and that is considered one of the like masterpieces of the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, and people are clamoring at the bit for the iota of a chance that we'll get a remaster for it put on Steam. People are upset about Sonic Generations potentially getting a remaster on Steam because we could get Unleashed. One is already available, and the other one, people have been modding levels into Generations just so they have a chance to play the game on something that's like modern hardware. I adored Unleashed when it came out, by the way, but that's besides the point. This is a pattern that happens in the gaming community all the time. Something will get panned on release, it'll get made fun of, and then suddenly there will be a resurgence for it. You want to know a good example of that? Fortnite. Fortnite did this. It was at the top of its game for a while. That was when Ninja got popular, and then it became cringe to like Fortnite. If you played Fortnite, you were made fun of so much. You were a loser. And then the resurgence happened. Now everything gets a Fortnite collab. It's popular again. What changed? Not a whole lot. Not really. I mean, the no build mode is there, and that's certainly the one reason that I'm still playing it. But in terms of the core game, it's still the same core game. It's still a battle royale loot shoot. 100%. None of that's actually changed. So what changed for the general gaming audiences? Our perception? Like, really, that's it. Is our perception. The zeitgeist around us said that we should hate this thing and make fun of it, and it's cringy, and then suddenly it wasn't. Minecraft was super cringy, and then it wasn't, and then it was, and then it wasn't. Like, we go through these phases with gaming. I think it's more important to look at those sales numbers to see if the game was successful. And if it was, then what are we angry about? Are we angry about its actual gameplay? Or are we angry about a gay person might have been involved in making it? Because if we're angry about gameplay, then suddenly we've got a conversation to be had. But if we're angry about a gay person worked on it, or they used a gay person to present it, none of that has any bearing on the game. Never has, never will. But the thing is, conservative content creators, they don't have to actually have a point. They don't need to. They've never needed to. All they've ever had to do is convince you, because of your predispositions that you already have, that they are right in hating something and you are too. It is so much easier to be angry about something than it is to be calm about it. It is so much easier to be upset about something, to ride a hate train, than it is to actually be happy about something. Always will be. We as humans like being angry. Oh, we hate being angry. None of us are angry people, but we love being enraged. We love feeling like we're on the right side of the social hierarchy. We love feeling like we're on the right side of an argument. We feel like we have a just reason to be battling. And people like Az, they take advantage of that. This guy would not have... Oh, wow, that's the wrong me. This guy would not actually have an audience if it weren't for rage baiting. It is just shock jock rage baiting. The thing is, eventually it wears off. And the minute that that wears off, what do they have left? What does a heel versus babyface fan sound like? What do they look like? What is their opinions? What kind of a person are they? Are they somebody that you're proud that you've built an audience of? Or are they somebody that you really kind of don't want to be around and you just want to keep them around for monetization purposes? I'm genuinely concerned. I'm genuinely curious, too. What an actual audience of people who are fans of heel look like when they are put in a group. What do these people talk about? That said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm not going further into this video. You can't pay me to go further into this video. Hit the like button if you haven't already, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I am certainly using the spoons that I have to cover this shit. Insert end of video tagline here. It says, "Sirs, who the heck is this Jack guy? He's a nobody." He is a viral nobody with a large-ass audience. He is a viral nobody with a large-ass audience. A Nubian, thank you for the hydrate. And 5 minutes ago, there was an anonymous gifter that gifted out 5 community subs. Thank you for that. And Mick Hobbies, thank you for gifting out a sub as well. I didn't catch that when it happened. I am sorry about that. You yassified me? I'd rather be dead. I appreciate YouTubers like Sirius or Pippa the Rabbit that's over Pippa the Rabbit that scares me. God, Armory Boy, you want to know something funny? You want to know something real weird? Here. I'm going to go ahead and show you something really interesting. You say you like me over Pippa. And that's entirely understandable. I understand that. Because Pippa might as well just be the Joker. But here. You'll laugh at this. Latest comments, recent activities, subscribers, see all subscribers. Oh, hi, Randy Bridges. I guess one of my mods will have to see you out the door. You seem to be saying a lot of stuff. I feel like maybe it would be better if you went back to your mom's basement. Just saying. So the protocols of the Elder Zion, blah, blah, blah. Said, y'all friends, ain't y'all? I wouldn't say me and Pippa are friends. I would say that, regardless of anybody's stance on her, it is a piece of confirmed strangeness that Pippa actually has been subscribed to me for 2 years. Trolls remove fast. I have a good mod team. Specifically, David is a good moderator. I only really have a few mods over on YouTube. But it's funny you mentioned Pippa, because I've got that fun badge of honor. And we follow each other on Twitter. You like me and me? Jesus, you want chips? You have no chips? I'm sorry. That said, I'm going to pull up fan art because I have one more thing I want to... I had only 2 topics I wanted to get into, but I have one more video I want to make because there's one more thing I want to talk about. What was that number? Oh, Liz Chris, thank you for the 1,000-bit cheer. I didn't even see what that was for a second there, but now I have. Why have I been slimed in the fan art section? Anyway. So David is mod plural, multiple personalities. Jesus. But thank you, Liz Chris. I appreciate it. Okay. All right, guys. So I want to talk about an incident that happened recently. I want to get into the fan art section first, but just to let you guys know, this is a thing that happened to me at a bar. So maybe you'll find this entertaining, maybe you won't. But in any case, let's go ahead and take a look at the fan art section first. And it's from a Nubian, so it's just cursed. It said the coin grew a face. Why do I... You know, I should probably release that coin playmat now that it's done. Maybe this is a good point for me to go ahead and point out that we have a Netcoin playmat that will be available as merch soon. Maybe I should just show it to you guys right here. There's a me versus Netcoin playmat that will be available as merch very, very soon. Probably by the end of today. So that's a thing for y'all to look forward to if you want to. Anyway, now that I'm done with all of that, Guys. Can you bring back the Cryptoland video? It's already back up. As far as I know. Anywho, so for those who know, I've been working on a Magic the Gathering channel, and it's been my primary focus over and above anything else in the last God knows how long. I've been just working my ass off to make the Magic the Gathering channel work, have more viewers, be a more functional channel, and as a result of it, there's some content that I'm not able to make unscripted. Recently, I've been requested by a lot of viewers to make a video talking about how to play Magic the Gathering. Despite the plethora of videos that already exist on the internet about how to play Magic the Gathering, I've been asked to make one, so I went ahead and made a script. Now, for those who know, I cannot concentrate on work when I'm at home. I can't. I turn on my stream and I'm distracted as hell while streaming. But I figured out a way, a cheat code. If I compartmentalize things, it's easier for me to focus. So what I did, is I've started going to the local Mexican cantina. And I basically go in there on Tuesdays when I know I want to make a scripted video, and I'll walk into the restaurant, just sit up at the bar, take out my laptop, and I've done it enough now because of the work on the Magic the Gathering channel. The waitress just goes, Diet Coke and 6 tacos, right? And yeah, Diet Coke and 6 tacos. That's enough for me to snack on throughout my entire working time, and yeah, Diet Coke. I drink diet drinks. So I sit there and I work out the entire script. I get it done. It's a 3-page script. It's not very long. It wasn't the hardest thing in the world to make because it's just the rules of Magic. But I write out that script. I get it done. My laptop gets to about 5% battery while I'm working on monetization and a whole bunch of other stuff that I need to do on the channel. So I go ahead and close the laptop, knowing that it's about to die, and I'm about to order Saki's tacos. Because I go up there alone while Saki's asleep, and then I bring her home tacos to wake up to, because I think it's perfectly fine to wake up to tacos. I think everybody should wake up to tacos. As I'm about to order my tacos, there's a dude to the right of me. Also, hi, honey. This is a story for you too now, I guess. As I'm about to order the tacos, there's a dude to the right of me who's been talking politics the entire time. And I'm trying to ignore him because I don't want to talk about politics when I'm not basically at work. I want to not be doing that. I want to do that less. Politics tires me. It exhausts me. And this guy gives me more reasons to be exhausted by politics. Hi, honey. There are tacos in the room. Also, before you start stream stuff, if you want to go to gym to shower and everything, I'm going to be doing that after stream. So if you want to join me in that...
Ceres, you are my trans ally hero. I want to say thank you, and your support keeps my life from seeming one-sided against the transphobes.
Well, thank you very much, Borealis Phoenix. I appreciate it. So, anywho, this guy's been going on about politics because Fox News is on the TV, because of course it is. And as he's about to finish, he's drunk a whole pitcher of beer, and he's had a margarita that was like that big, and it's down to about here. And I don't know what this guy's alcohol tolerance is. Don't know. Don't care. And the dude says to the waitress, the real problem in this country is satanic pedophiles.
Watching Ceres sure beats doom scrolling.
Thank you, Terrelyn. I appreciate it. Says the real problem in this country is satanic pedophiles. Don't you agree? Asks the waitress. And of course the waitress says, yeah, sure, because she's here for a paycheck. She doesn't want to be harassed. And then he turns over to me, who just wants to leave. Don't you agree, sir? Oh, boy. So I turn around and I go, well, sir, what do you mean by a satanic pedophile? And he goes, all the people in the government. Okay? Sure. All the people in the government. All of them. I guess we're going with Marjorie Taylor Greene, a satanic pedophile. I'm okay with that. I can live with that. Every Democrat is a casualty of war now. We got all the Republicans. They're all on Epstein's list. We got them. But I try to wave it off and not talk any further. Spoiler alert, I was stuck in this conversation for another hour. Also, Soccer, thank you for the 100 bits and starting a hype train. So as we are, as I'm stuck in this conversation, he starts going on about, did you hear about the tunnels that they found under that synagogue up north? Now, there's a few of them. There's a tunnel that was found, a 60-foot tunnel that was found under a synagogue in New York. There was also a tunnel that was found under a synagogue in Boston. I don't know which one he's talking about. But he says that there was child sacrifices happening in them. Bear in mind, this person is not an old guy. This guy is my age. He looks my age. And then he asks me, are you a Jew? I don't think I am. I don't know why we're having this conversation, but I don't think I am, sir. And then I ask, what evidence do we have that child sacrifices were happening under these synagogues? And he goes, there were mattresses there. And there was blood on them. So if there's a woman who can't afford pads and is homeless and they're sleeping under the church in a dug tunnel, there would be blood on the mattress from her period. But I initially said, yeah, there's blood on the ground if I go hunting with my crossbow. Does that mean sacrifices are happening in the woods? Like, blood on mattress does not automatically mean child sacrifice. There's a lot of other options we have here. So he goes on and on about this, and then I keep asking him for his source on things. I keep asking him for, where are you getting this from? Where is this information coming from? Well, you can find out. Just go look it up. I went, sir, I'm not asking you about that. I'm not asking you, how do I go look this up? I'm asking you where you looked it up. You're obviously the expert here, so I want you to tell me. Somehow, the conversation gets into gravity isn't real because magnets exist. How can a magnet overcome gravity if gravity is supposed to hold everything together? Everything is actually held together with plasma tethers. So I ask again, how do you know about that? How do we know that? Turns out this person is he is a believer in what's called the electric universe. There was one source that he did give me, and it was the Thunderbolts Project. Also, apparently I have a friend request. But he wanted me to be directed to the Thunderbolts Project. Now, what I don't see on here is any type of scientific literature. What I see here is a blog post. This isn't something that I would use to determine anything in my life. Stop says, wasn't it students who dug that tunnel? Yes, there were students who dug a tunnel in the under the New York synagogue because they believed that was the will of their rabbi in the goddamn 80s. So, I'm sitting here curious as hell. And Saki says I have coffee with my tacos often. Honey, are you asking me to make you a thing of coffee when I'm done on stream? So JQ to Flat Earth, why am I not surprised? Yeah, it's just an immediate pivot. An immediate pivot to that. But when I asked him about the blood sacrifices, where he's getting that information from, he couldn't give that to me. When I'm asking him where he somehow got into whether or not God exists as a conversation. And during that conversation, he started talking about the Fibonacci sequence and all kinds of stuff and how it's proof that spirit is real. And I asked, well, how would you know that either? Dude started to get kind of angry with me for asking him how he knows things. I've never seen somebody get that mad at literally the definition of just asking questions. But he did get to that point. Now, it could have been the alcohol. I don't know. But he kept going on and on about this stuff. And I tried to point out to him, like, look, when my friend Fritz comes over and helps me with the house, I know his expertise is in construction, so I trust what he says. However, I do not know you have expertise in anything, so why should I trust what you say? And he starts talking about how all scientists are incorrect and they're wrong about the universe and this, that, and the other thing. And I started asking him, like, well, how do you know that? I've researched it. Okay, we're back to the first question, sir. What did you research? Where did you research this? And he goes, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. Sir? Just tell me the source. Just tell me a source. So I go on about how if I was writing a college paper and I put just look it up in my bibliography, I'd be laughed out of a class. And he goes, I'm not a college teacher. Sir, I'm not calling you a college teacher. I would never insult college teachers like that. That's not what I said. I wish I had... No, that wouldn't have been the right thing to say either. If I had said that, that would just be me insulting the guy. So I'm like, sir, I'm not asking you to be a college teacher. I'm saying you've made a claim, and whether or not I believe it is immaterial, I'm just asking you to back up that claim. That's all I'm doing. And again, he goes, you wouldn't believe me. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Okay, sir. Sure thing. So then I say, was your source Nick Fuentes? Was it Alex Jones? Was it Stormfront? And just, you could see the pause. Oh, you know about Alex Jones. What I didn't want to tell him, because when you're in the Georgia South, you try not to start conflicts with people who are probably armed. What I didn't tell him was I used to be a fan of Alex Jones, so of course I know all about him, but now I know he's... Well, I don't have the crayons or slurs to describe him properly, but he's a piece of shit. So, I finally decide it's time to exit the conversation. I'm done. So then my waitress comes by, and my waitress has been staying far away from where we are at the bar. For good reason. But waitress comes back up, and I go, hey, can I get 4 soft tacos for my girlfriend at home? I'm going to be heading out here in a second. And the dude who I want to leave the conversation of, by the way, it's Taco Tuesday, so tacos are made like that. My tacos came out within 30 seconds of me sitting down. Saki's tacos came out within about a minute of them being ordered. I try to leave by getting the tacos, and the guy goes, he looks at the waitress and goes, don't worry about his bill. It's on me. Now I'm obligated to be stuck with you for longer. No! I just want to pay for my tacos and leave. But no, now my drink and my tacos are paid for, including the ones for my girlfriend. God, I want so hard, because this person was a right-wing fundamentalist. I want so bad to communicate to him, you just bought tacos for a trans girl. Because that's the kind of shit that gets under those people's skins. But I'm sitting there wanting desperately to leave, and now there's a social impetus for me to stay here longer and have this conversation more and pretend that I'm interested in the things he's saying, because I just want the man to shut up. But instead I have to hear about every conspiracy theory that I've researched over the course of my career, and how they're all definitely real, and all the politicians are definitely adrenochrome-sucking vampires. Finally, after another half hour of this bullshit, I managed to go, well, thank you very much. The reason I got the Thunderbolts thing was I said, hey, I have to go take my tacos back to my girlfriend. Would you be okay giving me the source for the Electric Universe thing you were talking about so that I can look it up when I go home? And all of a sudden, finally, he's okay with giving me a source. Now that he knows I know who Alex Jones is, I guess. I don't know if I'm going to be working at the same taco place next Tuesday when I have to make my script for my next Magic the Gathering video. I don't know if I feel like I want to talk with this person again, because he mentioned the waitress's name by name, so I know for a fact that this is somebody who goes up there a lot. Fritz says, we need to go get tacos. You wear the Sonic onesie, I wear the fursuit. And we'll have Saki in her Pikachu onesie. It'll be perfect. It'll be a pajama party. David says, you need business cards with your channel on it. So you won't be there. The government is watching. The birds aren't real. I'm happy I got free tacos. I kind of didn't want to be stuck talking with a conspiracy nut the entire time about how Bernie Sanders is sucking off children's adrenochrome. Kind of didn't want that, but here we are. Anyway, that was my experience, just to let you know what it's like. What it's like to sit for a couple hours at a bar in the middle of Georgia. Twilord says, have to hear them explain worse and worse and still not correct them. That deserves one lazy pity 5 roll. Thank you very much for the €5, Twilord. But what I did was not correct the person. I made it a point not to correct the person, because that can cause what's called the backfire effect in conversation. I did something that apparently still made him a little upset during the conversation, which was asking him why he believes that. Asking him why he believes the things he does. So, that was my experience there. I don't want to talk to this man again. It was exhausting. I got my full argument to myself of why I don't want to do politics all the time by talking with this person and just asking him the worst thing you can ask anybody in one of these conversations. Hey, where's your source for that? Where did you get that information? Where are you citing that from? Where'd you hear that? Half of the time they are making shit up. Fritz says, at least it wasn't like the night we were out with Nick, Pup, and Wayne at the pizza place. Yeah, it's not like the night we were at Marietta Pizza Co. No, we were at Big Pie in the Sky. And the one dude came down and sat down at our table. Not a bar, a table. And just went, I hope y'all ain't Democrat. I got guns. Absolutely, sir. You're in Georgia. We've all got guns. That doesn't mean anything. Oh my god. Yeah, that was an experience. That is an experience that me, Nick, Pup, Wayne, and Fritz, who was there to support us at the Sonic convention, all of us got to have together as a group. Yeah. Sir's out here like a magnet. I don't want to be. Anyways, that's that. I figured you might be entertained by that particular story. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm hoping I don't have any more times like this ever again. Insert edit video tagline here. So that was fun. I hope it was fun for you. I hope my trauma was fun for you. Anyway, guys. I'm going to be ending stream because I need to start work on the other videos. I need to go to the gym. I need to shower. I need to see what my girlfriend needs. So, we are going to be heading out. We are going to be... You know what? We're going to be rating Alan. We're going to be rating Alan of mental misplay. The man is a treasure. He is a wonderful human being. I've gone on his show and played with him and Kathleen from Loading Ready Run. So, we're going to go ahead. Working in my hands, thank you very much for the $2. Georgia's a one-party consent recording state. It is, but I didn't want to record. It felt weird. I should have, but weird. We're going to rate Alan. They've got subscriber-only chat for some reason, but...
Volcanic Torrent is actually like one of my favorite commander cards on Earth. I wish it was more popular. It's like a random uncommon from...
Alrighty, guys. As always, I will see you all in the next time I'm up.